This is News 8 Now in high definition.
A very close call for a Dallas police officer and a bus full of teens returning from prom. Both were hit from behind by another vehicle. And is Apple responsible for the money kids spend on apps that their parents don't know about? Some parents say yes, and they have filed a class action lawsuit against Apple. Good morning, and thanks for joining us on News 8 Daybreak, live from Victory Park. I'm Ashley Claster. New this morning, a Dallas police officer had surgery early today after being hit by a car from behind. The officer stopped on the side of the Highway 175 and Metropolitan to check on a stopped bus. It was carrying teenagers returning home from their prom. As the officer talked to the bus driver outside the bus, his patrol car was hit by a pickup, pushing it into him and the bus driver. The teenagers were not hurt, but both the officer and the bus driver were taken to the hospital. The officer had a surgery for a fracture in his leg, and the bus driver had a broken hip and broken leg. Their names have not been released, but the driver of the pickup passed a field sobriety test. A possible step towards justice for Justice the abused puppy. Just as a crowd gathered outside Dallas City Hall last night for a vigil, the suspect Darius Ewing turned himself into police. The representative from the district attorney's office made the announcement as the rally ended. You're welcome to say goodbye to Justice today. The dog's remains will be buried at Tooth Acres Pet Care Center in Carrollton this afternoon. It's located at 1639 Parker Road at 1 p.m. Together, they would be the largest airline in the country. U.S. Airways filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission yesterday to take over American Airlines. The company says it has the support of American Airlines through unions. It's still early in the process, but documents given to the unions say the proposal would keep the American Airlines name and the Fort Worth headquarters. And this isn't the first merger attempt for U.S. Airways. It's the company's fifth. Back in 2005, American West Airlines acquired U.S. Airways, helping keep it from bankruptcy. Since then, U.S. Airways has tried and failed to merge with both Delta and United. But this time, the airline is getting support from the American Airlines employees.
We believe that this is a win-win for our pilots, for our fellow employees, and for the future of the corporation.
The main thing U.S. Air has learned is that they have to grow. The reason why U.S. Air is desperate to merge is because they realize that you can't succeed in the airline business if you're number 6 or number 5.
And if the merger goes through, this could make American the country's largest airline, something a bankruptcy court must first approve. And American has until September to submit its own plan for saving the airline. American Airlines is nearly double the size of U.S. Airways, and its hubs do not overlap. American has hubs in Los Angeles, DFW, Chicago, Miami, and New York City. U.S. Airways hubs are in Phoenix, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and Charlotte. AMR still has hopes of emerging from bankruptcy independently. A spokesperson for American says it's no coincidence yesterday's announcement comes before the start of bankruptcy hearings in New York on Monday. American's attorneys are expected to try and persuade a judge to terminate the union contracts. American spokesperson Tim Smith gave this response. These statements do not in any way alter the company's commitment to pursue our business plan or our focus on moving steadily through the court-supervised restructuring process to create a profitable, growing industry leader. A merger could mean higher fares for most of us. Mergers can mean less competition and fewer fare wars to keep prices down. Fare experts say smaller cities will take the brunt of airfare increases. Fewer and fuller flights and less competition make for healthier airlines, but at a price to customers. News 8's Jason Whiteley will be in New York Monday for the AMR bankruptcy hearings. Look for live reports on Monday and Tuesday on News 8 at 6 and 10. And you can follow him on Twitter too. His handle is Jason Whiteley. You can also read more about the proposed merger online at WFAA.com. A group of California parents is suing Apple because they say the company made it easy for children to spend money using apps. The suit alleges that kids could buy what's called game currencies without their parents' knowledge or authorization. The parents claim it's like a bait and switch. The app is free, but 1,000 credits involved in using the games cost $59. They also say the games are addictive, which tips kids into spending more money. The Texas Board of Education wants calculators out of elementary school math classes. New math curriculum standards would encourage schools to require students to do math the old-fashioned way. The current math standards don't mention the use of calculators. Supporters of the new plan say children get a better understanding of math with flashcards and multiplication tables. And did you know that a home in a neighborhood with a good school system will cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars more than one in an area with a low-performing school system? That information comes from a new report issued by the Brookings Institution. On average, a home is about $205,000 higher in a neighborhood with high-scoring public schools, compared to schools with low scores. The report also found poor students have become more concentrated in schools with other poor students since 1998. And still to come, residents in several Mexican farming villages are closely watching a nearby volcano that's blowing off steam and molten rock. And if the weather is encouraging you to get outside, there's a lot happening around North Texas.